it's Liz Yuille from Old Stables Craft. I hope you are keeping well. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I am going to be showing you how to make up the cards that I have sent, or rather the card kits that I have sent to my December customers. Every month, if you order from me and use the host code, or if your order is at least £150, you get 2 card kits from me, as well as all the other goodies that I share. And today is when I'm going to share those 2 card kits and how to make them up. I'm using items from the mini catalogue and from Celebration. The first card I'm going to show you is here. There was me thinking it was under my catalogues. It's not, it's here. So these are all the bits, and I'm using items from Celebration. I'm using the Daffodil Afternoon 12 by 12 paper. It is gorgeous. It's on a vanilla background, which is not something we see that often, and I'm really pleased to see it because I don't think we have enough on vanilla. So this is the first one. Oh, that's where the paper is from, and the dies are from, let me find the bundle, because it comes as a bundle, but you can buy the dies on their own. I know they're in here somewhere. You would think I would have put there it is, a post-it note where they are. So it's from the Amazing Silhouettes bundle, and it's the Amazing Thanks dies. You get thanks, you are amazing, and I'm just using thanks, which I have die cut and been kind to my customers. I have put sticky sheet on the back, so adhesive sheet on the back. So they are getting a piece of the Daffodil Delight paper that's cut at 5 5/8 by 3 7/8. Don't worry, the dimensions are on my website, and the link to that is below. And then this is 5 1/2 by 3 3/4. These are kind of my standard go-to sizes. And then I've got a half sheet of Very Vanilla Thick, which I've scored down the centre. So, oh, my watch has just decided I've been really active today, which I have, as it happens. So, first thing I'm going to do is add some adhesive to the back of my, or rather the front of my second piece, so the larger layer. And I'm just adding it a little in from the edge, because I know that I've got just a 1/16 of an inch all round. So long as I'm within the 1/16 of an inch, it doesn't actually matter really where I put the adhesive, but I find it easier to stick something without adhesive onto something with adhesive, especially when it's a narrow margin. And I can show you that I can get it wrong. I've put it on crooked, but I haven't pressed it down, so that's fine. And there is a little bit of wiggle room with our seal. Not with our Seal Plus, let it be said, but with seal. So there we are. You can make 6 of these cards from 2 sheets of Designer Series paper. One from this pattern and one from this pattern will make the 6 cards, so 12 from the pack. And that still leaves you with a lot of paper to use. Then all I'm going to do is, this is, I want to say crushed curry. I'm sure it's crushed curry, the yellow. And then Mossy Meadow. Let me just check. It is crushed curry, because it's the more muted of the 2 yellows, and I'm literally, all I've got to do is take the sticky off the back, and then I've got my nice, it's basically just a sticker. And you can either put it down here, but I think it's going to look a bit fussy, particularly once you've got the Mossy Meadow on top. I think it's going to get lost. Or you can put it where I'm going to put it, which is up at the top. So up at the top here, and just try and have it vaguely straight, like that. And then peel the backing off this. Now, some of the kits have got a join in the sticky backing, so you've got 2 bits to peel off, is basically the only thing you need to be aware of. Just be very careful when you get to the join of a narrow piece to a thick piece. Just be slightly careful. You don't want to rip your card. There we go. And then what I try to do is to line up one end and then the other end, and then the bit in the middle will sort of find its home reasonably easily. So one end, because this is quite, you know, you could stretch it if you felt so inclined. I wouldn't personally. And then line that one up so that it's nice and even, and then we can peel off our fingers and just encourage. Oops, that's gone a bit. Where did I put my, oh, there it is, I've moved it. I moved my take your pick. This is where it's gone a bit doolally. That's better. And then just, you can use your scissors or whatever you want, just to manipulate that so that it's reasonably centered onto its background, like that. And then all we need to do is add that to our card base. So let's just see which, so this piece is very fractionally, or this side is very fractionally larger than this side, so I'm going to make this the front, and this time I am actually going to add my adhesive to my paper. Either is fine, but for some reason I find it easier for the layers to add the adhesive to the layer, but for the final putting onto the card I like to do it this way around. I think it's because it's not quite an even margin. And there we go. And then just fold your card in half, and there is your lovely thank you card. Let me just get a bone folder and burnish. And anyone who used the host code and placed an order that was sizable enough will also be getting a bone folder and a 1/4 of a bolt of ribbon. So the other card that I'm making is this one. Now, I have used stamps from the, again, it's one of the new bundles, and it's gorgeous and really good if you've got men in your life, and it's a punch bundle. It's the Let's Sail bundle with the Sailboat Builder Punch, and this is on page 70. It's somewhere near the back. So I am using some stamps from this stamp set, but you can put any sentiment on that you wish. But you've got this lovely sailboat with the sails. You can use this as a mirror of the, you know, reflection of your boat. And then the punch, which I will be using, is to punch it all out, but you can use it just on card, which is what I'm going to use. So I've got the Marvellous, Simply Marvellous paper, which again is a Celebration item, and it is here. So Simply Marvellous, 6x6. It comes in 6 shades, and you get 8 of each. So you've got a sort of blues, which is Balmy Blue, Misty Moonlight, and Balmy Blue. Oh, and yeah, Balmy Blue and Misty Moonlight. Then you've got Blushing Bride and Flirty Flamingo, Gorgeous Grape and Highland Heather, Bumblebee and So Saffron, Pool Party and Coastal Cabana, and then Basic Grey and Balmy and Smoky Slate. Oh, too many colours. Anyway, so that is your colour selection. And all I've done is cut one sheet in half, so it's 3 inches wide. Doesn't matter whether you're using A4 cardstock or North American letter cardstock. If you cut it at 3 inches, you'll be fine, and it means you can get 2 cards from each sheet. So this is the kind of watery background, and then you've got a marble background, which is also great for sky. That's a lovely kind of blue summer sky. So a circle of basic white. I've punched for the kits, and all you need to do is pop it in and punch, and that gets all your pieces. And this is Misty Moonlight. I've included a scrap of basic white, which will be for the stamping. half a sheet of Balmy Blue and well, you've got 2 strips of Misty Moonlight, complete with the adhesive on the back. So I've given you most of what you need. You will need dimensionals and another adhesive to stick your layers down. But again, I'm just going to find out which is right. So this is the slightly larger half, if you can have a larger half. So first thing I'm going to do is pop this onto my grid paper, and I'm only offsetting this a tiny amount. So I am deliberately offsetting it because if you're going to not have things square, deliberately offset looks better than, is that meant to be offset or is it meant to be square? So because I've got one long piece, I'm peeling back my tape. This is currently on not orderable. It's due back in very soon, so don't worry. Although I do have some in stock, so if you're in the UK and want to buy some, please let me know. I can do you a glue pack. So just pop that down, grab a pair of snips and cut it off at the base like that, so we know we've got a nice straight edge. I'm going to leave this piece for a moment whilst I attach this, and I'm going to go right the way across the top and then down the sides. And slightly up from the base, because if I pop this onto the paper, you will see that it's very slightly over the edge. Now, if you're in North America, you will find that you've got more of an overhang because your standard card is slightly shorter than ours. I would say, quite rudely, it's short and fat as opposed to long and thin. And I shouldn't say that, but you know what I mean. Yes, I hope you do. Right, so this piece I'm going to attach, and again, I'm going to line it up with my grid paper because I want a bit of the Misty Moonlight showing, but not too much. I'm just going to pop that sort of halfway down. I'm going to stick my, take your pick to stop it actually sticking, and then take my other piece of Balmy Blue. I'm going to turn this round so I can see what's going on a little better. Stick that back in there just to keep everything up. Line up again, preferably without sticking myself to my seal. And so that's going to go onto just a little bit inside of that line. So let's line that up there and get this straight would be extra special. There we go, that should be just about right, and it is. So let's just double check. Gotta love a desk that's not actually square or even. Yep, that's straight. Press down, and then I'll just trim that little bit of Misty Moonlight off the top. And then I can trim this piece of paper off the bottom. And I like to just do it from the inside, pushing my snips against the edge of the card so that I get a nice straight edge there. So that is that. Then this is the only slightly fiddly bit, and that's only because I want it looking a certain way. So you want your little flag going forwards because that's the way the boat is shaped. And this sail goes over the top. Now if you're a sailor, this would be the jib or genoa, depending on what sort of boat you're in. And I want that so that it's to the front of my boat, but with a little tiny little gap between it and the mast. And I'm then going to stick everything in place with a dimensional, and then I'm going to find a little scrap of dimensional, and I mean a little scrap, just to come in here because I want that gap without dimensional there, and then I can pop another dimensional there and another scrap of dimensional I'll probably go for a corner piece for the back of my boat. And then this piece, we turn this over, we'll just show you what I need it to do. I need it to be behind the mast, but sticking out the back. And again, ideally with a little gap between the mast and the I want it behind, not in front. Thank you. So what I probably should have done is actually choose a slightly larger dimensional piece and put it on second. Nothing quite like if I show you how to not do it, you can do it right. So let's find a larger piece of dimensional. Forward planning, you've got to love it. So, no, that piece needs to be on top. Thank you. And that piece needs to be on top. Thank you. As I say, this is the only fiddly bit, and you don't have to be as much of a fiddle pot as I am on this. Unless you want to be, of course. There we go. And then just lift the corner of that dimensional up and pop that in, and then pop another dimensional there. And we can pop it all onto our circle. And of course the joy of a circle is that it has no up or down. So you just have to put this onto your circle. Like that. And then I've got this little selection of gulls, which I'm going to stamp in Misty Moonlight. Just tuck those in. Now obviously if you don't have this stamp set, you may find that you've got birds in other stamp sets. We do have birds in other stamp sets, and we've had them in the past. Actually, I need that out still. So do have a look and see what you've got. Then this, I'm going to stamp Let Your Dreams Set Sail. And again, I'm doing that in Misty Moonlight. And I've given you quite a nice large piece of card to stamp that on so that you can find any sentiment that suits you. Stamp that down, get rid of that before I put my fist in it. And let me bring in my little chopper. And we can do some surgery. Because I want this just to be little strips. I'm doing them with a very, very narrow margin. So narrow that it's almost non-existent on that one. Let's try that again. There we go. And I think I'll do better safe than sorry and just cut this. Which of course you can do with all of them if you so desire. And then I just need some dimensionals on the back. That is not straight. That's better. So dimensional on the back. This is one of those pieces that's kind of got a bit tatty. So I'm just going to cut some half pieces. You could use small dimensionals if you want, but half is good too. And then we can put our card together and it will be done. That's not straight. Better. Definitely better. It's still not straight. It's not straight that way now. Okay, let's get rid of those. Don't need that piece. Don't need that. So this I'm just going to stick on with some multi-purpose glue. You don't need a huge amount. And I'm deliberately not putting it in the middle. And the only thing you need to get level really is the bottom of your boat. I mean, they can be not level, but you kind of expect a boat to float flat. So I'm going to start with set sail and build from the bottom up, because that way I know I've got enough space. So I'm going to offset again. I'm going to fill this gap basically. So I've got set sail, dreams, and then let your, and I'm going to not line them up. There we go. Fold our card. Finish the fold, and there we have our 2 cards for the card kit. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Obviously, if you were a December customer, I hope you enjoy putting your card together. As I say, any sentiment will do down here. I mean, you could have it in a long strip if you'd rather. I just thought it was fun to do something a bit different with it. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe in the bottom right hand corner. The dimensions and some close-up photographs of these pair of cards will be on the associated blog post, which is linked below, and it's part of a blog hop where you can see designs of cards from people from all across the world. So do go and have a look at that, and there's lots of inspiration to have a look at, so I hope you enjoy that. Thank you very much indeed. Have a fantastic day, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye!